Oh, okay, yeah, my video started. Hey, how are you guys doing today? My name is Michael Smith. This is gonna be episode 2. I know it's taking me a while. It's been really busy with me and work and school, and just been it's been a whole thing. Not great. Okay, but yeah, I come to talk to you guys about. Well, actually, I'm sorry about that. Welcome to episode 2 of the Michael Smith Show. My name is Michael Smith. How you doing? Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and I know it's been, I know it's been a little crazy, but and I apologize for that. I will do everything in my power to make my episodes more consistent and more. And get my voice out there. I'll get my voice out there and do what I can to make sure that my voice is being heard, and I'm a little more consistent. It was bad. I'm sorry, it's been so inconsistent. But like I was saying, I want to get like my preview said, I want to get my words out on Bill Maher, Golden State Warriors, E3, which is good. And intersectionality, which is something I really want to talk about. I'm gonna do something here real quick, like boom. All right, and boom. I'm actually pulling up the internet next to me just so I can make certain references and stuff like that. I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth between the videos and whatnot. Okay, so I was pulling up some information. I just wanted to make sure that the information was there, so I can go back and forth with the information. I don't have to keep keep going in and out of the video. First section. First things first. I would first like to actually. I think I forgot something in my room. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. I did forget something in my room. I apologize. I want to first start off by talking about Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a very popular comedian, very left-leaning, very liberal comedian who on his show Real Time with Bill Maher, which I actually watch. I actually like Bill Maher. He's actually not only a great comedian, he also has his perspective on life and in the world is very. There are parallels between my philosophies, so I grew to like him, and I actually just like the show. But on the show, it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he said the word nigger on the show. Now, it was in reference to the Republican senator from Wisconsin, I think from Wisconsin, who treats his constituents in terms of how he governs and the bills he votes for and how they affect other people in his state. He treats it as if it was a plantation almost. And Bill Maher, without thinking, said if I was in your state, I'd be a house nigga. That is, which coming from Bill Maher, who is white, that is unconscionable, because as a person who is sensitive to race issues in America, he should know that would be the backlash of that would be bad. Like, you know, like, and he had to come out and apologize, and people were calling for his termination and all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, here's where the problem lies for me. One, first, he is a white guy. And this is a problem with a lot of white people who have black friends or have black associates or tend to think that they are in the in crowd when it comes to black people. Here's the problem with that. They think that they can get away with saying certain things, or they forget that they can't say certain things, or they fuck around and say the wrong thing because they hang around these people all the time. So like low key, I'm not even gonna front. You know how many times I've waited for Eminem to fuck up and say the N-word at least once in a song? Because I'm not saying that is okay. I am saying that if it were to happen, I would not be surprised. Low key, I wasn't surprised that Bill Maher would say such a thing. Even though it's unconscionable, he has no business saying it. Make no mistake about that. I am not excusing his behavior at all. However, I'm not about to act surprised that the motherfucker said it. I'm not about to sit up here and be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said it. I'm calling for his termination. No, I'm not calling for the man's termination. Because this is a man who has been on the right side of justice. This is the man who's been on the right side of minorities, who's been on the right side of protecting people, who's been on the right side of giving it in terms of bashing the Republican Party. This is a man whose friendship and alliance we as a people should not lose, because there aren't too many Bill Mahers in the world who's willing to stand up for the right thing. And that's number one. Number two, if you were going to terminate this man, if you were going to do that, because he said the word nigga would not be the reason why you would want to terminate him. Or at least that's not the reason that I would come to. The reason why I would think you would want to terminate this man Bill Maher, who say that word, isn't because of his racism towards black people. I would think that people will bash him, if for no other reason, for his Islamophobia in certain cases. Like, there have been times where Bill Maher, even though this is a part of Bill Maher where I don't necessarily agree, in terms of how he characterizes Islam, there have been times where he has said things about Muslims, about people who practice the Islamic faith, and I had to take a step back for myself, because I have Muslim friends, I have Arab friends. I don't see them as terrorists. I don't see them as bad people. I don't see them as practicing a religion that promotes hatred and violence, because I personally do not define Muslims and Islam through the spectrum of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and the Taliban. The same way that I do not judge Christians through the spectrum of the KKK. The KKK calls themselves a Christian organization, but they are no more Christian. But they aren't a Christian organization to me. That's not what Jesus Christ would do, or at least my understanding of who Jesus Christ is. He ain't going around only promoting white power and killing blacks, Hispanics, gays, Jews. He wasn't doing that, or at least nowhere in my Bible that it said that. So if I don't judge Christianity through the KKK, why would I then judge Muslims and Islam through ISIS, Al Qaeda, and the Taliban. I wouldn't. So, and that's honestly, and he has said so many incendiary things about Muslims, about Arabs, about and about Islam, that I thought that would be the reason why he got kicked off. It wouldn't be for what he says about black people. What he says about them, what he says about Muslims and Arabs, I thought was, yo, you about to fuck around and lose your job tomorrow, dog. And I'll never forget, there was an episode where a Muslim woman, she was on the show, and she said that if what you said about Muslims was said about black people, you will be off this network tomorrow. That resonated quite a bit with me, because she was not lying. Fundamentally, if he said half the stuff he said about Muslims, and you switched it, and you took out Muslims and Arabs and put in black people, tomorrow, like tonight, HBO would cut funding for that show tonight. You would hear of it on Friday. By Saturday, it would be gone. By Sunday, we will forget. By Monday, we'd be talking about something else. That show would be gone so fast. Yo, it would be gone so fast. There would be an excuse to have a Game of Thrones season 8. Like, legit, it would be gone that fast. So that's honestly the reason why I thought he would lose his job. So just off of that alone, I thought it was, I just thought it was weird. And number two, my biggest issue with the people, particularly black people, who were calling for him to get kicked off the show, like Chance the Rapper was going on saying, hey, he needs to be removed and all kinds of crazy stuff. Black people, particularly, and even there have been moments where I've been guilty of this myself. So this is not me saying that I am morally more righteous than anybody else in the room. That's not where I come from. But there have been times where I have said the N-word. There have been times where people around me have said the N-word. There are times where all of hip-hop have used the N-word at least once. At least once. You are lying if you never said you have. And Chance the Rapper's on a song that's charting the billboards right now with DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, the Migos, that they say the N-word and talk, and there is misogyny and chauvinism galore in that song. And if we're willing to call out Bill Maher and say that he should lose his job for what he does, do we get rid of every rapper who's ever said the N-word? Do we get rid of every rapper who uses misogyny and chauvinism as part and parcel of their rap career? Because if that's the case, Lil Wayne's gone tomorrow. Drake tomorrow. Nicki tomorrow. Most of hip hop tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Like we can't. I felt so conflicted, and I was put in this moral and ethical conundrum, because if I want to do that to Bill Maher, if I want to end his career tomorrow, if I was on that side of the fence where I want to end his career tomorrow, if I wanted to do that, then I would also have to jump on. I would also have to use that platform to destroy others because they are on that same boat. You get what I'm saying? I can't pick, choose, and refuse when it comes to that kind of rhetoric, because then at that point I'm a hypocrite, and hypocrites have no credibility. And if I want to maintain my credibility, I have to be able to my standard has to be a standard that everybody follows. It can't be from a case-to-case basis. If I'm going to destroy Bill Maher, I better be willing to destroy Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is too talented to be destroyed. Bill Maher is too important to the fight of liberalism and the fight of moral justice, of ethical justice, of legal justice, of protecting women's rights, protecting minorities. He is too integral and too important in that regard to destroy. I would not want to lose Bill Maher as ally. No more than I want to lose Chance the Rapper as a talent. So and on top of that, more importantly, there are black people like Killer Mike and Michael Eric Dyson who sat in this room, who sat up there and said that, nah, this man is no racist. He is not the problem that black people have in this country. He is more on your side than you have ever known. That he messed up once. He had no business saying it, but this is not a man who should be destroyed. And then those same people, those same reactionary black people, these quote unquote woke black people who in my opinion are more asleep than anything, because they are awoken to the plights of the black community, but are slaves to their ego. And the first thing that you have to do in order to be successful in anything is to overcome your ego. The moment that your ego has not been overcome is the moment that you have lost. And that's honestly my issue with woke black people. They're woke only to be slaves to their own ego and slaves to their wokeness. But anyway, these same woke black people, same reactionary woke black people, called Professor Michael Eric Dyson a coon. Michael Eric Dyson. What are you talking about? Michael Eric Dyson is one of the smartest, most brilliant black activists that we have seen in a very long time. He has fought for black rights. He has fought for minority rights as a whole. He's fought for ethical rights, legal rights, moral rights. This is a man who has fought for everything and has written books and talked about prison reform and talked about what black people can do to make themselves better, what the world can do to be more accepting of black people. This is a man who had been on the front lines morally and ethically for years, and because he says Bill Maher is not the problem where you have these so-called woke black people decide to call this man a coon and a sellout, and he wasn't a part of the game. And you're like, the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about? Who? What? When? How? Where? That nonsense is the reason why I can't take woke black people seriously. Y'all don't know who y'all, for as woke as y'all are, y'all can't see who your friends and enemies are. Killer Mike. And they were going in on Killer Mike. There ain't no one more black than Killer Mike. Ever. Ain't no one more black. He banks black. He owns all black owned barbershop. He owns all black barbershops. He graduated from, I think, Morehouse University, which is one of the most esteemed HBCUs in the country. But he's a coon. I can't take these motherfuckers seriously. What are you talking about? This is the reason why you can't take these people seriously. You can't. You can't take these people seriously. You cannot take these quote-unquote woke black people seriously. You can't. I refuse to take these people seriously. I cannot take somebody seriously who does not understand who their friends and enemies are. That kind of mentality is a threat to yourself and to others. Okay. Kind of idiocy has no place in the world. I have no forgiveness for that level of nonsense and stupidity. None. I have zero zero the heights of sheer stupidity on a grand scale, as far as I'm concerned. What else? What else was I gonna say? But yeah, this is, like I was saying, black people have far greater issues than Bill Maher. Bill Maher is not the problem. He never has been a problem. He never will be a problem. And then on top of that, he came out and apologized. He made sure that it will never happen again. I genuinely believe him. This is gonna be. I think you're gonna see a far more sensitive Bill Maher, but you're also gonna see a Bill Maher that's willing to stick it. That's willing to stick it sideways to nonsense, like we're seeing from the Donald Trump administration, which I'll be getting into in my next video. Well, actually, not my next video, because the next video I'm gonna be. I don't want to do the preview until the end of this video, but it's not gonna be next video that I talk about the Trump administration. It's gonna be the video after that. But he's not the issue that we have. It's not. That's not our problem. What else? He's not the problem. He's not the problem today. He will not be a problem. He's not the problem that we made him out to be. He's not. That's not our issue. What else? What else did I say I was going to talk about? I want to go in order. I want to make sure I'm going